You wanna have fun? You lower the switch, aim, and nothing. 5 reasons why AK fails. Let's go! All examples are from the real world shooting of thousands and thousands of rounds and experiences with many different types of the AKs. So, number one reason in my eyes, from what I'm seeing, is almost always related to the magazine and what's happening with the magazines. Weak spring, that's usually causing a lot of issues, especially in the surplus magazines. Also, what's happening when you got the used magazines or the surplus magazines, but sometimes even the new magazines, check for the deformations of like a bang up beads or pushed wall insides. That's on a steel mags. That's usually what's causing the problem like this. And we do have here the stock follower, and sometimes those followers will get jammed even deeper down the magazine and they will stop feeding. So that's happening because the walls, spine or something on the magazine got hit, deformed, and it's trapping that follower from and preventing it from feeding the rounds. On the polymer magazines, make sure there are no cracks on the spine or anything, because what's usually it's happening, the rounds are spreading the lips of the magazine to the sides. That's why having the reinforcements, metal reinforcements like on this magazine is good. But I have seen even with those metal reinforcements, when there is a split crack on the spine or whatever, that magazine just opens up and there is impossible to feed the rounds anymore rightfully, and you will have a jam or misfeed of the round to the chamber. Point number 2, magazine release catch. Magazine release catch is extremely important, and if that mag release catch was trimmed too much, what you're going to have is that magazine will dip and wobble too much, so it will go that way. Or if you will have the rifle in the correct position, that magazine will dip like this, and what's happening then, you cannot have the correct feed of the round and the bolt will not scoop that fresh round from the magazine. So that mag release catch is extremely important, and sometimes when manufacturers are making those rifles, they trimming it too much. They basically taking off too much metal from that place right here, and that is causing that magazine to dip. In some instances, what's happening is this tab is too long, and then it is impossible to put the magazine. It's putting way too much pressure on that tab here, on that titty right here, that nipple, and this is not fitting into the magazine well. It's that tab will prevent that from happening. And that's why is this happening, because some manufacturers are using the magazines which are beat up because they do this, or magazine fixtures which are beat up because they producing many AKs, and they don't replace the either test magazines or the test fixtures, and this is then the reason for the failure. This is very easy to replace. You just have to either drill out that rivet and purchase the new tab with the new rivet back, or there are companies which are selling those tabs and you don't have a rivet, you just got a screw if you don't have a riveting tool to correct that. Very easy fix to do, but I see those tabs, a lot of issues with those tabs even from your emails, guys. Point number 3, junk inside the gas block. You wouldn't believe it, but often what's happening, and yes, we moving these sometimes these tests to the extremes, but I'm fishing out from time to time a lot of junk from the gas block, and the dirt or pieces even of the vegetation will find their way to travel through that gas system, gas tube, and lodged inside the gas block that obstructs the gas flow, which is necessary to push that piston back and to start cycling, right? And it is all happening inside the gas block, guys. The holes on the side of the side walls of the gas tube, that doesn't matter. The AK will cycle even without the gas tube. But what's happening inside that gas block, that gas port, if that gas port will get obstructed by anything, by dirt or pieces of debris or whatever, that's going to affect the cycling. The cure for this is use the pipe cleaners, and you can literally move that pipe cleaner through the hole, pull it out through the barrel and clean it, you know, like pull it many times, clean it. Make sure that hole always stays clean. So the hole through the gas block, through the barrel, and pull it out the garbage, whatever you have. Do not put the oil to it. The oil is very bad for the gas systems. Do not put the oil, do not leave the oil inside the whole gas system. You don't want that. Number 4, junk inside the receiver. And I'm going to position this towards Ula so she can film it better. But usually look at those areas here. Ula, can you see them on the camera? You don't want to have any junk or debris stuck around the chamber and around those locking locks, because what's happening when the bolt carrier is moving forward, and that bolt will be unable to close if it will be the solid obstruction. So this is the one of the areas which you have to really pay attention. Not a big deal, very easy to clean, easy access. On AK it's absolutely very easy to clean all that area. One more thing what is also happening and affecting the cycling, what I have seen, is the debris stuck in the rear portion of the receiver or on the rails. So make sure there are no debris on the rails and there is nothing here to trap that bolt carrier and prevented it from the cycling. So very easy to clean. Guts of the AK are very easy to clean, easy access. Just wipe it out. It doesn't have to be shining polish. No, just wipe it off, dust it off, dump the debris outside after removing the dust cover, put it back together, and it will be fine. Point number 5, I don't believe I'm saying this, but pay attention to the firing pin. The firing pin, if you have a free floating firing pin, when you will move bolt, after removing bolt from the bolt carrier, when you will move bolt back and forward, you will see the firing pin moving freely inside that bolt. When the firing pin is not moving forward, what I have seen from many messages from you guys is usually you screw up putting the bolt together and the firing pin, retaining pin, is jamming the bolt and preventing from movement. That's not good. There are older videos, I will link them in the video description, and where I show how to correctly assemble the bolt. So don't do that. Another issue which I'm seeing frequently right now from different posts from you and again messages is some of those firing pins are bent, cracked, and basically destroyed. So I don't know what is causing this, but there is a lot of posts right now with the broken firing pins. This shouldn't be happening. The firing pin is fragile, but it is not that fragile. So manufacturers have to step up a little bit on the quality control and watch for those firing pins. And finally, another very annoying thing what I'm seeing on the bolts is the bolts have incorrect hole size, and that is allowing a lot of garbage to go inside the firing pin channel, and that will trap, that gong from fired rounds will trap, or debris or dirt will trap the firing pin inside, and it will prevent the firing pin from correct movement, and you will be unable to fire it, of course. There is one more thing. If you have the bolt which has the spring, and it is basically a spring loaded firing pin, check on that spring. Usually they don't last very long. I would say around 2,000-3,000 rounds. Check on that spring inside that channel and make sure that the spring is still working. If not, just remove the spring, remove the debris, okay? If you don't want to replace it, if it will be just the free floating, that's fine. But if that spring is there and you have the debris from broken spring falling and affecting the performance of the firing pin, that's no good. Also, from time to time, of course, clean the firing pin channel to free up any obstructions, and that firing pin should just move freely unless it is spring loaded, but we talked about it already. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, it was a pleasure to be in your homes, and happy Easter. Bye.